Good morning, it's Lisa from Lisa Heal Yourself, and today I want to talk about 3 simple things that you can do when you're in the throes of suffering. So whether this is you're having a chronic pain, serious pain spike, or your symptoms are flaring, when you are in emotional, serious pain, whatever is happening, an anxiety attack, whatever is happening, whatever is causing you that level of pain and suffering, these are the 3 things I want you to do. So the first easy thing that I want you to do is I want you to stop, take a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and I want you to accept. Step number 1, accept that this is your reality. Accept that this is the reality in the current moment. Accept, and what I mean by accept is let go of your resistance to it. Let go of trying to fight it, let go of trying to control it, let go of trying to change it in any way. Just accept that it is here. It sucks, you don't like it, but it is here. This is the reality. Lower your resistance. It's very, very important. This is the most important thing we can do, is just accept and let go of the fighting, let go of the resistance that comes along with it, right? Once we lower our resistance to it, the step number 2 that we want to do is we want to disidentify with it. So this is where we let go. This is where we disengage and disidentify. Because what's happening in this moment is the chronic suffering has become you. You've stepped into the identity of it. It's no longer a thing that is teaching you, that's able to show you where your pain is, that's able to show you where danger is. That it's no longer being used as a tool to actually help you. You've let it take over the rest of your being, and you've embodied it. You've embodied the pain. You've embodied the symptom. You've embodied the depression. You've embodied the anxiety. You've embodied the fatigue. You've embodied the pain, right? You've embodied it. It has become you, and you can no longer learn from it. You can no longer do anything with it. And we need to disidentify. We need to take a step back, and we need to say, this is not us. We are not this pain. We are not this suffering. And see it from your higher self's point of view. Detach from it. And if you don't know how to detach, go back and watch some of my videos on detachment. You can learn about detaching and letting go. I do have a playlist on letting go and detaching, so you can check that out. So the first thing, right, we want to do, and the second thing is we want to stop and we want to disidentify. And then the third thing that we want to do is we want to choose. So number 3 is choose. Choose a new future. This is where you get to create your future identity. This is where you get to create what you want in this moment. So we need to stop the same pattern from happening. The pain taking over, us reacting, us crying, us going in a downward spiral, us reacting to it, whatever the pattern is for you when this happens, when you're overwhelmed with this, when you've identified and embodied this sensation, I want you to break the pattern, right? Step out of your body, just identify with it, realize that you are not it, and then I want you to full on create your new future. What do you want to have happen? There's infinite possibilities. There's infinite routes. There's infinite routes to your higher self. You already have the list. You already know what you want to become. So how would that person act in this moment? And yes, maybe you need to take care of yourself. Maybe you need to listen to the pain. Maybe you need to soothe yourself, comfort yourself, love yourself, slow down. But also we need to take steps towards what we want to do. And that's our mental shift, believe it or not. In this moment, we can't create this amazing new reality that we want to create, but we can create the persona of the person who steps towards it in this moment. Because how we deal with adversary, like how we deal with anything that's adversary in life, is how we're going to deal with it. And so this is your practice opportunity. This is your opportunity to now create your future self. And if you're not sure how to create your future self, I do have a playlist on that, creating your new identity, creating your new future. I'm going to be uploading a lot more videos on that because it's a third and totally crucial step, right? So what can we do in the moment? We can accept it, right? We can accept it. We can accept that this is reality. We can live in reality. We can disidentify with it. We don't have to embody it. We can learn from what it's telling us at a distance. We can hear it better. We can see it better when we're not tangled up with it, living with it, as it. When we step back and we disidentify from it, we can actually hear its messages. We can hear what it's trying to tell us. We can see that it's not personal. We can objectively listen and see and learn from it. And this is what we want. And then 3, we get to choose our new path, choose our future, choose our new identity. In that moment, we can take steps as the person that we want to become. So we're not frantic. Maybe instead of choosing a frantic response, we choose a calm response. Maybe instead of choosing an overly active response, we choose a still response. Maybe instead of choosing, lie down and throw the covers over my head response, we choose a different response. We go out into the world. Whatever it is, we choose something different. We choose with the values and with the identity that we've already written down, we've already done the work on. And in this moment, we can go towards it. Yes, slowly, but these are the moments that we need to choose it the most, because this is the crux of it. This is where the pattern starts and stops, right here, in this moment, when the suffering, the pain, the symptoms threaten to take us down. It's at this moment that we have the truest and purest opportunity for change, right? It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like we can do a lot in that moment, but just the energy that we change, that we bring to that situation, can change everything. And the more we do that over time, every single time, it loses its power. It loses its power over us, and we start to transform into a different being, into a different person, into a different, human being that responds differently to what is going on, right? So, just to recap, we need to accept, and then we need to disidentify and let go, right? Learn from it at a distance. And then we need to choose to think what we want to think, to be who we want to be. We want to choose what makes us feel good and loved in this moment, and follow that person and that love that we want, that comfort, that soothing, whatever it is that you choose in that moment, that feels true, that feels right, that feels good, that feels better, that feels even just a little bit better than where you're at, is the right decision. And that is the decision that brings you closer every single time to creating the bigger picture of the bigger identity and the person that you want to be. So I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you give it a try every single time. Watch this video and then watch it every single time that you're having a moment, and then go back and watch the playlist or the videos that help you develop these techniques and help you get a perspective, or at least my perspective, on what I think is the right way to go about doing those 3 things. So I hope this has been helpful.